Tonight on the Hillbilly Gourmet, we are making weeknight cassoulet. So first, we make sure no one stored anything in the oven without our knowledge, and reheat it to 350 degrees. Now we have our ingredients. We have bacon, salted and peppered chicken breast, patted dry, mirepoix, more on that later. We have dry white wine, this is Chardonnay. We have our seasonings, thyme and bay leaf, a can of northern white beans, drained, chicken stock, and salt and pepper to taste. We go ahead and put our bacon in the pan. We've put it on low heat, but we've started with a cold pan. If you start with a hot pan, you burn the edges, you have a soggy middle, you have unhappy breakfast eaters. You start with a cold pan, you get more fat rendered, you have more evenly cooked bacon, and you have very happy breakfast eaters. Always start with a cold pan. Now that our bacon is beautifully browned, we're going to go ahead and get our slotted spoon and remove it from the pan. We want to leave the grease though, because I'm a hillbilly, so we're going to cook with it. So once we get all this out of the pan, very painstakingly, we're going to dry it on the paper towel on that plate. And then into the bacon grease goes the chicken breast. Just like your mama used to do. I don't have a mama, I never call anybody mama. But seriously, Southern people and French people cook in bacon fat. We're going to nestle these in there. We're going to cook them over medium-high heat for about 3 minutes per side until they're golden brown on both sides, but they're not cooked through. We don't want them cooked through yet. Look at that, golden brown and delicious. And we also have a lot of beautiful brown stuff going in that pot. Look at that. So now we're going to lower our heat just a little, and in comes the mirepoix. I had to do the clicky thing with the tongs. It's a guy thing, don't ask. Mirepoix. 2 parts onion, 1 part carrot, 1 part celery, and if it's French, it contains garlic. We're going to put all that into the bacon fat. We're going to get all the garlic into the bacon fat. We're going to stir it in. We're going to keep it moving so we don't burn the garlic, of course, because if you burn the garlic, you ruin the dish, and garlic burns quite easily. Oh, maybe. Okay, got to make sure we got everything. We want to saute that until it is soft and the garlic is fragrant. Once it is sauteed, we're going to deglaze by pouring white wine into the pan. Now this is going to help us get all the brown bits off the bottom of the pan, and don't worry, all of my Southern Baptist friends, all the alcohol cooks out of it. So you can still eat this and Jesus will still like you. Now we update the recipe to 2 glasses of white wine, and this glass of white wine is for the cook. So we have deglazed the pan with white wine. Now it's time to add the beans, all the beans, any more beans left in there, and that's all the beans. These are just canned beans. You can cook them yourself if you want. I'm not an overachiever, so here you go. Once the beans are all mixed in, then we're going to add our seasonings. So we have 2 teaspoons of dried thyme and a bay leaf. You want a whole bay leaf. You don't want pieces of bay leaf because they'll get stuck in your throat and they're really unpleasant, but you do want the flavor. Now that we have our seasonings mixed in, we're going to add our chicken stock. We'll stir that in. We'll make sure everything is conglomerated and the flavors are meshing and melding beautifully, and my house now smells heavenly like bacon and chicken and love and France. And oh look, there's my dog. Hey Doug. Now we're going to put our chicken back in the pan. We want all the juice that may have accumulated on the plate, and we're going to mix all the vegetables around, make sure everything's evenly dispersed throughout the pan. We want all the chicken, of course, evenly placed as well. And then, just as I promised, the bacon. We're going to disperse the bacon evenly through the pan as well. A little bit here, a little bit there. I said evenly. Oh, that looks pretty even. No, I don't know. There you go. Yeah. Okay. We're going to cover, and we're going to bake at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. So, I guess I should have mentioned you needed to start this in an oven-safe pan. Well, we're already this far. Shove it in the oven. See what happens. Don't do that. Now we're going to start with our topping. I have 2 cups of panko, 1 tomato, thinly sliced, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to heat the olive oil in the pan over medium-low heat. Olive oil, you want a good quality extra virgin. You don't have to go all out, but buy good olive oil. It's not that expensive. We're going to place our 2 cloves of garlic, or 1 clove, in the garlic press, and don't buy your garlic press at the dollar store. This is what will happen to you. Clove number 2, and mildly better. So we have our garlic in the pan. We want to saute that until it's fragrant, about 1 minute. Once it's fragrant, go ahead and add your panko breadcrumbs. You're going to stir those around. You want as much oil on as much of the breadcrumbs as possible, as well as that garlic. And we're going to stir that and keep it moving about 2 or 3 minutes till it smells toasty. So toast it till it's toasty. Good mix there, looking nice. We're going to kill the heat, and now our timer's gone off. Let's check on our chicken, pull it out of the oven. Looking good. Now when you take the lid off, take it off away from you so the steam does not go in your face and send your eyeballs. Nobody likes that. Now that we've got this done, it's time to add our tomatoes. These are beefsteaks sliced thinly. You can use whatever tomato you'd like. If you have like a nice Cherokee purple or any kind of heirloom tomato, it's your preference here. Just make sure you use a very sharp knife and slice them very thinly. You don't want undercooked tomato in your dish. And then once you have your tomatoes, you make a complete rookie mistake and you block your camera shot with the pan as you add your breadcrumbs, because you're a dumbass. Look at you, dumbass, blocking your camera shot. And I think you put too much breadcrumbs on it, but what do I know? We've got the breadcrumbs. We're going to go ahead and put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. After about 5 minutes in the oven, you need to remember to throw in your baguette. This is a par-baked baguette. Baguettes to make from scratch take a very long time, so just buy them par-baked. Now timer's gone off. We can take our cassoulet out of the oven. Look at that. Looking good. Oh yeah, and the baguette. We want to take it out of the oven too. So we have our cassoulet, we have our baguette. Everything is looking lovely. And there you have it. Nice glass of wine, some chicken, some bread and butter. Bon appetit.